All right, so I've had some strange things going on lately. Um, the last time I tried to make a video, it started freezing up. Well, actually, that was the second to last time when I made a video about the coronavirus that I put out. It was, there's always some sort of weird problem, and I had to do it again. And then I did another video where I was just talking about philosophy and whatnot, a really quick one. And in the first video that I was trying to make with it, it froze up like where I moved my hands around it. It just like kind of was getting choppy and whatnot. And I started, or it started getting choppy right after I mentioned how my previous video had been getting choppy when I was talking about the coronavirus. And then when I was listening to the replay, halfway through it, it got into this really deep voice where I sounded like I was like sounded like I was a demon or something, and it was just like getting really choppy, and it was like in slow motion. It was pretty weird. I've never had a video record quite like that, um, and it seemed to happen right after, like literally like the second that I said coronavirus video, that I mentioned it in that video, it started doing the same thing again in that video. And then I erased that video and redid the video again. And in that version of it, I did not mention that coronavirus video. And of course, that one was perfectly fine and it didn't get frozen and choppy and whatever. And so, what's interesting is just earlier when I came on here to make a video, to make this video actually, um, just now I tried to open the program. I use UCam right now. That's the one that's been working for me. And I just opened it and it literally just never popped up. And then I tried opening it again. I went to the direct file where it's located on my computer and tried to open it that way, and it didn't work that way either. And I had to restart my computer to get it to open. So it's just kind of funny. And what I wanted to talk about in this video is something that at the school that I learned from, Portland Psychic School, we call this running into energy. And it's something that happens a lot. And it specifically happens to me whenever I try and talk about coronavirus on these videos with psychic insight about it. It also happens whenever you're dealing with something that is kind of different or, against the grain, so to speak. And I'm not talking about by your social standards, I'm talking about by energetic standards, which is different than what you might think. I don't mean like being a cutting edge or being a rebel or doing something that other people wouldn't like. That's not what I mean. I mean doing something that is so energetically expansive. It's like you're breaking barriers with your energy, so to speak. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of beings out there, whether that be people in their body or beings that don't have a body. There's a lot of people who have resistance towards that, and even if they're not doing anything physically, just their energy, just their thoughts, just their intentions kind of create, I guess, what some people could kind of call the matrix or whatever. That's how some people may relate to that, like straight out of the movie, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of energy that kind of gets in the way and blocks you from breaking through, so to speak. And it can be your own sorts of habits too that you're breaking through, and it can be kind of like an energetic, sure, you could call it an energetic entity, you could call it a type of energy that becomes alive on some level, or it could just be a pattern that doesn't want to break, and it just becomes kind of like stuck. And and then when you try and shift the energies around, something always comes up to try and stop that from happening. So you may have noticed this a lot when maybe you're trying to do something new that you haven't done before in your life, and suddenly, like, every time you try and do something, something shows up to stop it from happening. Like, no matter what, like, you just, no matter how you go about it, and you just kind of give up eventually. And that may be the end of it, unfortunately. But I should say that's why it's so important to practice meditation and clearing energy and grounding yourself and things like that. And because that helps clear the energy, and that helps not make that happen, or it helps to stop that pattern from happening. And yeah, clearing energy, healing, energy healings, all that stuff, it all really helps a lot. So I don't really know what more to say about this. I just thought it's a good thing to be aware of the fact that there is what we call running into energy, or running into a type of energy that doesn't want to move or doesn't want to change, and therefore it will resist any change or movement. I've literally had just like ridiculous thing after thing after thing after thing after thing come my way, trying to, or like specifically when I was going to a psychic class or whatever, it would just be ridiculous. Like everything from buses to just people like asking me to do bizarre things, like help like an old lady randomly asking me if I could help her move a hay bale, and then turns out she opens her car and she has like 5 giant hay bales, and they're like insanely heavy. She wants me to move them by myself and like crazy stuff, and then like followed by a bus, followed by like kids like getting on the elevator in front of me, and like, like I can't get on, or just like being locked out of the elevator, and like trying to get into meditation, and there's people being really loud, and then trying to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom is taken, so I have to go downstairs, and then that one's taken, and I have to go find another one, and like all, like literally that's me describing one sequence. Like all those things happened in sequence like that to one class. That class was about healing with a certain frequency, um, related to Christ consciousness, is what some people will call that. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, running into energy is a real thing. So I just wanted to address that. And you can probably look in your life and see how that happens in your life. And the thing to do in that situation, at least my personal advice would be to meditate, clear the energy, um, and continue at it in a persistent way, where you're not trying to do it all at once, but you're just persistent and consistent, and slowly but surely the energy will wash away, especially if you practice grounding and meditation and things like that. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, hit the bell button for notifications, and click all for all notifications. Thanks, and check out my website if you want a reading. Temporarily, I've been doing free readings that may expire soon, though. But if you want a paid reading, check out my website, psychictai.yolasite.com, and I should leave a link below this video. Have a great day.